So this is my final video in the series of why sometimes magic doesn't work, and the reason being sometimes magic doesn't work is because of not taking real life action steps. And a lot of people think, well, if you do all of the things, if you have the belief, if you get past that lust for result, if you don't have the conflicting desires, and if you have the symbolism correct, then you should get a result. And sometimes that's actually the case, and you don't need to go and do real life things. And this is especially true for revenge type magic, simply because people are usually their own worst enemies. So, the problems that they cause tend to come back and bite them. But certain kinds of spell work do need a little bit of real life human interaction from you in order to work. And I think where a lot of people get confused on this is they think, I'm doing all the things I need to get the result of the spell, and I'm still not getting the result. So this real life results comes in a lot where you think you're checking all the boxes and doing all the stuff you need to do in order to have the result, but you're still not getting it. And a lot of this is because you're not asking yourself the right questions. And then the question comes in, where do you get the right questions? And usually the problem is you don't have the background or the life experience to ask yourself the right types of questions, because you're thinking a certain way, and so not asking those questions sort of perpetuates this stuck feeling, I guess. And I've noticed this to be a huge problem when people are trying to do the types of spells to do like really huge complicated things like, build an empire, find certain types of relationships with people that don't really have anything in common with the people that they already know. So if you're trying to create a relationship with somebody who doesn't have the same kinds of backgrounds or skills that are like people you already know, then you're probably not asking yourself the right questions about where to find those people and how to start a relationship with them. And usually this goes back to thinking that you're doing all of the things, all of the real life things you need to do to get results, but you actually aren't. There's actually some kind of step that you're skipping, and it's very easy to feel like this is like an endless loop, or there's certain types of people that magic can't attract, or certain types of results that are unobtainable simply because they're too big, or simply because it's not possible, even though, there's no like physical law of the universe preventing it from happening, or like, because if it's one of those kinds of things, it tends to fall into the belief category rather than the not doing the real life stuff category. So the things that tend to fall into the not doing the real life stuff category tend to be more things that are, how should I put it? They tend to be people related things involving people, relationships, and money. And so business endeavors, romantic relationships, finding people to help you with a specific project. Those types of things are the not doing the real life result type of things. And I've been there. I've done a lot of magic, wondering why I'm not getting the results. Like, what am I not seeing? What am I not understanding? And it frustrated me to no end, because I would conjure spirits up. I would have these conversations with them. I would have conversations with other people about these same topics, and I still wasn't getting anywhere. And that's because there were certain people I was avoiding. There were certain spirits that I was not conversing with, and there were just certain ways of thinking that I simply didn't have at my disposal to ask myself the right questions. And I've seen this like numerous times, and it never ceases to frustrate me to watch people go through this who are so skilled at what they do, and there's just like this part of not being able to get into the right circles which sounds kind of dumb. And the way I finally resolved this one was to step outside of my circles, which is one of those things that, from a ceremonial magic perspective, can sound like really scary, because you're basically talking about going outside of everything that you know. And once you've conquered that fear of death, even for a moment, this becomes much easier. But even if you've done that, you still have to ask yourself the right questions so that you can go in the right direction. And I'm going to leave a link in this video to a Facebook group I run called Networking Outside of Your Circles, and I want you to click that link and join the group, because one of the things this does is it helps you get out of your own way in terms of thinking about the groups and people that you surround yourself with, and what might be the opposite or what might be more complementary for the things that you're trying to achieve. So I hope this video helps you realize when it's a real life not taking action issue versus some of these other issues. And I'll see you in the group.